What's up? I'm back with another one. I hope that you sincerely enjoyed my previous one. And like I told you, I'm trying to come up with new content on the daily. So far, so good. Okay, the boy is working. Now, as you can tell from the title of the video, today I want to talk about racism in South Africa. Okay, more specifically, I want to talk about my personal experience with racism in this country. The first time that I experienced racism in South Africa. Now, when I say that, it might come across as misleading because, racism in this country is something that we see everywhere. Literally, we see institutional racism everywhere. Okay, wherever you go to the mall, you go to the gym. Okay, the people who have the shittiest jobs such as cleaning toilets, black people. Okay, and that's institutional racism. So I'm not gonna talk about that. What I'm gonna talk about is an incident. Okay, an incident that happened in the past where an individual of another race discriminated against me on the basis of the color of my skin. Okay, and this was an incident that, made me fully aware that I am black. Okay, and being black in this country, Now, I firstly want to explain the types of schools that I went to. Okay, I went to a multiracial primary school, which was mostly Afrikaans. Shout out to moms. Shout out to my dad. It was mostly Afrikaans. Okay, so I grew up around Buddha, and I did a lot of sports. Rugby was my favorite. So I was very much into these Afrikaner spaces. Okay, and that was the situation in primary school. In high school, I also went to a largely Afrikaans high school, but only for 2 years, and then I switched from that school to an English medium high school, and that's where I matriculated. As a consequence of going to a multiracial primary school and a multiracial high school, I had very little understanding of racism. Okay, my understanding of racism was very poor. And to give you an example to illustrate this, the K word, right, which is a very derogatory term in South Africa. To me, growing up, I heard the K word a lot. Kids in primary school, they used the K word a lot. And to me, I just thought it's another swear word, right? I wasn't aware of the history that, the history behind the K word. I wasn't aware of any of it. So I just thought it's another swear word. I myself, I used it against some of my white friends. I used it
No tuna! No tuna! Oh, good.
I used it against some of my black friends. Let's fast forward to a year after I matriculated. I got a job at CNA, which was terrible. Working in retail is terrible. It's the pits. So, on a particular day, which I will never forget, it was a regular day at work. Income. Oh.
No tuna! No tuna! Oh, good.
In comes this huge Indian man, okay, and he comes in with his wife and his daughter, right? They come in the shop, and so I guess his wife and his daughter, they just wanted to get something quick. So the wife and the daughter are by the tills, right? They're trying to pay for whatever they came to the shop for. And he's on the other end of the shop. And I so happen to be on that end as well. So he has a trolley, right? He was pushing a trolley. He came in the shop with the trolley, and inside the trolley was a plastic bag. Okay, so now he's standing there, and then suddenly, mysteriously, out of nowhere, the plastic bag that was inside the trolley goes missing. Now, while he's panicking over the plastic bag that went missing, I come out of the staff room. Okay, and my lips are getting dry as I'm talking about this because it makes me angry. Like, it honestly makes me angry. So I come out the staff room. I come out the staff room, and he was standing by the door, and as I'm coming out the staff room, I'm met by this huge Indian man, and I'm assuming that I'm gonna guess that his height was 1'8", and he starts whiling. Right? He starts whiling. He starts making these accusations that I stole the plastic bag that was in his trolley. So he's raising his voice at me. He's making all these threats, saying that he's gonna go into the staff room and look for the plastic bag. If he finds it, he's gonna beat me up. Right? These are the threats that he's making. And while he's whiling out, everyone in the shop is now looking. Okay. My staff members, they come to my defense because they know me. So they come to my defense, and I tell this guy, I'm like, let's go and have a look at the cameras. Right? And I'm trying my best to stay composed because I don't lie. I'm not a tough guy. None of that. Right? When I'm confronted by these situations that could be life-threatening, I freeze. Right? Some people in those situations, they respond by fighting. Some respond by running away, fight or flight. I freeze. Okay, so I'm trying my best to handle the situation, right? So I tell him, I'm like, let's go have a look at the cameras and see if I really stole the plastic bag that was in the trolley. So now while we were about to go to the cameras, his wife and his daughter, they come through. Guess what the wife had in her hand? She had the plastic bag that this man thought I stole. The whole time, the plastic bag was with the wife. He was embarrassed. His wife was also embarrassed. His daughter was also embarrassed. You know what he did after that? He walked away. He just left. He didn't say sorry. He didn't apologize. None of that. He just left. At the time, I didn't interpret that incident as racism. Okay? I thought that it was genuinely a mistake. But if that was the case, he would have at least he would have came back to the shop to apologize. But he didn't. Upon reflection, I'm learning a lot of lessons when I think about that incident. But because this video is already long, it's too long, I'm going to leave it here. If you've been in a similar situation before, or if you can relate to this video, I would appreciate it if you shared with everyone else in the comment section. Okay. I would also appreciate it if you subscribed. I would also appreciate it if you gave this video a like. My name is Ndumiso, and I will see you on the next one.